Jack Hermansson and Darren Till in the UFC middleweight division. 29 and a half years old and 34 years old. A little bit taller and a little bit lengthier than Darren Till. On a very up and down streak in the UFC middleweight division, losing a knockout to Jerry Cannonier in what I believe was his first ever main event. He was the favorite in the fight, but he got knocked out bad. Then he actually went out there and submitted Kelvin Gastelum, got a very good win there. Then he fought Marvin Vettori, a very, very solid fighter in hindsight, but Vettori went out there and kind of won every single one of those rounds and won the fight by a unanimous decision. Then Hermansson got a big step down, fought Edmund Shabazian, who he needs a lot more improvement. He beat him by decision, and then he lost to Sean Strickland by a split decision. Again, why was it a split decision? I don't know. But now he's fighting Darren Till, and the reason I think this is a lot closer of a fight than it would have been maybe a year ago, maybe even like 6 months ago, I would have been all over Hermansson right here. I would have said, yeah, Hermansson, 3 rounds, I could go submission, but I'm probably going to go to a decision. That's probably what I would say for Jack Hermansson if it was a year ago, if it was 2 years ago, whatever the case may be. I would for sure be going Jack Hermansson to win. But it's not that long ago. It's now. It's 2022, May 24th, and the man is training with Khamzat Chimaev. He's coming off losses where one of them was very, very close with Robert Whittaker, kind of hurt his knee early on in that fight. The other one fought the best wrestler in the middleweight division. Derek Brunson right there got dominated in the fight. That was about a year ago. Ever since then, he's been training with Khamzat Chimaev, one of the best wrestlers in the welterweight division, and he has been just drilling, wrestling, takedown, defense, and all that type of stuff. And the fact that Khamzat Chimaev is familiar with the wrestling and grappling of Jack Hermansson, because guess what? Khamzat Chimaev and Jack Hermansson actually wrestled back in, November of 2021. He has experience. He knows the wrestling. He knows what he's going to go for in his takedowns. And I'm not saying just Siron wrestling is the same as MMA wrestling. That is completely a different thing. But the fact that he's training with Khamzat, the fact that Khamzat has wrestled Jack Hermansson before, that is a good enough impact to Darren Till's game, especially the fact that he's training with Khamzat Chimaev, that I do believe he's not going to go out there and try to take down Jack Hermansson. He's going to surely be using that wrestling as a defensive mechanism, but I think it'd be good enough. I think there'll be times Jack Hermansson will land the takedown, but with Khamzat in his corner, coaching him to get back up, get the fight back at range where he has the striking advantage, I do think Darren Till has enough skills on the feet to easily outstrike Jack Hermansson. He's a much, much, much better striker than Jack Hermansson, in my opinion. Throws a lot more power in his hand, that has a lot more volume on the feet. Just overall, the more elusive, faster, more powerful, more volumeless striker than Jack Hermansson. So it really comes down to, can he defend the takedown? And the fact that he's training with Khamzat Chimaev, that should be a good enough reason, but you never know, because you don't know how well that training is and how well it's going to affect him till he actually goes out there and fight. We're not going to know until the fight actually happens, and that is why the fight is so close. That is why Jack Hermansson is only at minus 120, Darren Till's at plus 100. That is why it is such a close 50-50 fight. It really comes down to how much has Darren Till's takedown defense improved. I think it has a lot, and I think he'll defend the takedowns, outstrike Jack Hermansson for at least 2 out of the 3 rounds, and win the fight by a unanimous decision. But yeah, put your predictions down below. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's go.